wore it was. She acted out with Twizzlers and everything. And she was like, you know, throwing these little like teddy bears across the table, and she cleared the entire table off. Anyway, I go to school, right, and I get this question on the test, and I'm like, oh my god, I know it. I got 100. And it was just so much fun because she's sitting there like playing with like Twizzlers and teddy bears, and we're like, you know, 15, 16 years old, and it was, I'll never forget that in my entire life. She was so special, and I'll remember forever.
I don't know, the way I first met Lana really, I mean, I sort of knew her from school, but I wasn't, you know, best friends with her by any means. I actually met her because some friends of mine were staying with her for Shabbos, and she didn't want me to be excluded, so she made sure to like go out of her way to invite me over. And we obviously became friends because she was awesome. And, I don't know, like, I've been trying to think of specific memories to write down that I don't know, I was wanting to, but it's really, really hard to kind of condense everything. I spent a lot of time with Elana. She was a really big part of my life. And, I don't know, it feels hard to sort of find specific. I mean, there are plenty of really, you know, little hilarious things I'll always remember. Like, she fell asleep on the beach and became the most sunburned person I've ever seen. And we had like a crisis meeting trying to figure out what to do about it. I mean, she was the color of those flowers. She really was the most sunburned person I've ever seen. And during the winter, we would always have tea together on Shabbos. And during the summer, we'd always have something cool together, like either cheese or ice cream. And she knew I was obsessed with cheese, and she'd always try to cater to that. And I guess since we're telling ice cream stories, one of the funniest ice cream stories I remember is one time you guys had green tea ginger ice cream, and it was just this cool ice cream with these ginger pieces that you bite into, and all of a sudden it would just be the spiciest thing you've ever tasted. So we were just sitting there going, ooh, ah, ooh, ah. And it was just, I mean, interactive ice cream experiences are not something we have that often. And I mean, she'd always do things that other people didn't want to do with me, like go see Mean Girls in the theater. Sure, Elana was there. Go to Brookside Gardens. Yes, Elana would go and just walk with me there. One time, I remember you all were getting ready to go on a cruise, and she said, "You're gonna come help me find clothing." And I said, "Okay." And then, I mean, she was never without sneakers. Ever, always sneakers, sneakers, sneakers. And for whatever reason, we decided together that yes, it would be a really good idea for her to try walking in heels on a department store marble floor, and she's just like stumbling around like a toddler, and we were sitting there laughing and laughing and laughing, and it was hilarious. And I don't know, like I have so many more, and it's really hard to just pick a few. And she was just a really great, huge part of my life. And you know, I still have something hanging up in my room that she drew for me because I saw she made like a little name calligraphy thing one time. I was like, it's awesome. And just because I said it was awesome, she made one for me, and I still have it up. And, yeah, she's amazing.
Elana and I only overlapped for 1 year, so I don't have the same type of memories, but it's really wonderful to hear how important she was to other people who are important to me. And when in the 1 year that I was there, I was new, and Elana always made sure to invite me to things that were going on in Kent Mill. And sometimes, once or twice I came, but it was more the fact that she didn't treat me like I was new that made me feel good and like I belonged a little bit.
I've known Elana, I think since kindergarten. I don't even, like, it's just been so long, I don't even know. Like, the one thing with Elana, like Tali was saying, how she's everybody's best friend. But, you know, Elana and I lost touch for the past few years, but when I was with her, I felt more like Elana's sister. Like, Elana just wore her heart on her sleeve. Like, anything she was feeling, you would know it. If she was happy, you knew it. If she was angry, you knew it. And, like, she was such an open person. Like, there was just no pretense with her. Like, what you see is what you get. And it was a take it or leave it kind of thing. And I love that about her. I love that she could just so be herself. And it was inspirational to everybody else who, you know, wanted to try to fit in. And, you know, I don't know if this is a product of Elana, but like one thing that our class in high school was known for was that there were groups of friends, but there weren't really cliques. Because, I don't know, everybody just got along, and nobody cared about if you dyed your hair blue, or if you know, had black nail polish, or if you listened to teeny bopper music, or if you like it just didn't matter. And I think Elana was like the spearheader of that. Like even though I'm sure she didn't do it on purpose or plan it, but like she was just so comfortable with herself, and just that she made everybody else comfortable with themselves and everybody else who wasn't exactly like them. I don't know. That's I think one of the most special things that she gave to her friends and her classmates. Everybody who knew her.
I also knew Elana since kindergarten, and we spent many years growing up together, just at each other's houses, and going to camps together, and going to gymnastics classes together. And you know, she was also my best friend growing up, and she was the girl, my go-to girl. Like she was it. And you know, something I really like I almost like thank her for just being there with me, like, you know, just growing up, because I had a rocking childhood because of her. She was there for everything, and she was so great to be there with and have fun with. And you know, when she would come to my house, or if I would go to her house, it would just be awesome. And you know, I specifically remember the times at my house, like if she stayed late and you know my mom had to cook dinner, and as much as I love my mom, her cooking is not the greatest. I don't know, it's just maybe over the years it's gotten worse. But you know, Elana, she liked certain foods, and it wasn't the foods that my mom made. But you know, she would sit there like at dinner time at my house, as happy as can be, with a smile on her face, but an empty plate. My mom would insist. She says, "No, I'm okay. It's fine." But like, I don't know, but whatever the fact was, it was so amazing of her to just want to be there, just to spend that extra hour with me, as you know, just to be there with me, that it was so special. And looking back now, I realize, like, that's so nice. Like, who does that? You know, why wouldn't you go home to your mom's cooking, which you like to eat? So it was just, that's something that's so special of a person to do, just to have those extra few minutes spending time with your friends. You know, you can't eat what's on the table. So she was so special, and you know, now that she's not here, I miss her more than I ever have. I'm just sad that she's
I felt particularly close to Elana in 7th and 8th grade. I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that we sat next to each other in a bunch of classes, particularly Mrs. Wall's science class. And she was my lab partner for that class, and we never did what we were supposed to do, and I blame that on Elana. But she was so much fun, and she's a great person.
You know, I only met Elana once or twice, so I don't know her as well as all of you do, but from hearing Tali talk about all of their memories and hearing what all of you have to say, I really feel like I do know her. And, you know, she sounds like a really amazing person, and you know, for the time that she spent here, it sounds like she made a lot of people happy, which